Hello guys, welcome to my video series tutorial to talk about semantic kernel agent orchestration. In our first part, we talk about the sequential agent pattern. So what is a sequential pattern, how to implement sequential pattern in semantic kernel application. So in this video, we move to our next pattern, group chat pattern. First, we'll understand what is group chat pattern. Next, we'll understand what is the difference between the sequential and the group pattern. Third step, we write one simple example how to implement this group chat orchestration. Let's move on. Group chat orchestration model, collaborative conversation among AI agents. Optionally, if you want to include the human input also, it's possible. Group chat manager, it's like a smart moderator. So it's decided who should respond next, when to bring human into this conversation, and when to wrap up or move the conversation forward. So this is controlled by the group chat orchestration. For example, in real world scenario, we can take as a meeting, debate show, and collaborative problem solving. So there is a moderator. He or she can manage the conversation entire workflow. So what is the difference when sequential orchestration and group chat orchestration? We just recall the sequential orchestration. Sequential orchestration the agent work one after another like a pipeline of the task. So each agent add into the work and pass it to the next agent. So it's best fit for the document reviews or data cleanup or multi-step logic. We can use a sequential orchestration. In group chat orchestration, as I mentioned, agent talk together like a team. So if needed, we can bring into the human also. Like an example, a manager decided who speak next, when to ask the users, like team discussion, decision making, brainstorm meeting. These are come under the group chat organization. So this is a major difference, sequential and group chat. Sequential, it will go the pipeline way. Group chat, there is a manager to decide who speak next and take the conversation in further based on the workflow. So let's move on to our Visual Studio. We write one simple example how to implement this group chat organization. Here I have created one console project called the group pattern. And in this class, I connected my GitHub model. And based on that, I created 3 agents, one for software agent, QA agent, and code review agent. The job is software agent create a program based on C# and QA agent execute the program, whether the answer is correct or not, it will check, and code review agent review the code which is created by the software agent. So in this example, I'm going to implement this group chat orchestration. The first step, we implement this group chat orchestration feature. The next step, we implement or we call human in this conversation. So to implement this group chat organization feature, we have to use the group chat organization class, group chat organization, and variable name group chat organization new. The first argument, we have to set the group chat manager. At the moment, I go with this class new round robin group chat manager. Later, we're going to change this class. But for first step, we keep this class as our group chat manager. In this class, we have to define the maximum conversation count. So conversation count I set as 5 is enough. So once it's done, the next argument we have to pass the agents information. So what are the agents we used in our application? So software agent and QA agent and code review agents. These are the 3 agents we used here. So our class is ready. Group chat organization class is ready. And there is a one more callback which I explained in the sequential pattern response callback, so that from one agent to another agent his conversation we can capture in the history, or we can just print in the screen what's going on that. So based on that, response callback, create a method. So here we created the method. And what we'll do, we just store all this chat message content into one list. So I define here outside of static list chat message content. So chat history. So in this chat history, we add all the our conversation. Once it's added, return complete task. Super. So this is done. So next step, we have to create the runtime. To start the runtime is async function. So we have to convert our main function as a async function here before that. So async, and this is task. So here I create the object for in process runtime here, runtime new, and wait runtime dot start async. So runtime gets started. Once runtime started, we have to call the agent. So we have to inform to the agent manager, start the process. So here wait group dot orchestration dot invoke async. So here we have to pass our prompt. That means our input we have to pass. Second, the runtime we have to pass it. So the runtime is ready here. Runtime we have to pass our prompt. So the prompt where prompt. So I would say write a C# method to calculate factorial of number. Okay, go with the default one. So this we pass it here. Prompt result fine. So this function return this orchestration result. So that we'll capture into that one. So orchestration. So orchestration result. Capture the string here. So string and assign to one variable orchestration result. From the orchestration result variable, we have to get the result. So here string final output to wait orchestration result dot get value async. So once everything's done, the runtime should wait until the run finish. So run until again this is a async function. I have to add a wait keyword. So this is done. So finally we'll print. So the result, and here we'll print the chat history. That's it. So we'll run this application and see how it is working. This time I hope we'll get the result. So this is a result, final result approved for the release, but it's not clear. So all our assistant coming, so it's not clear which agent process it. I stop the application. I do one thing here, the first line here, I just print the agent name. So right line, message dot author name will print it. Role is not needed because role always assistant only for this scenario. And maybe here I will change the color also. We restart again, we'll see the history detail properly. So here we get the result approved with noted session. That's fine. We'll go one by one here. The software engineer return the program and QA test engineer tested and code review agent review the code. Again, based on the code review, software engineer again rewrite the code. Yeah, so finally we get the approved. So what happened here? This is working. Software engineer, QA test engineer, code review engineer, this process is fine. But it's automatically get approved. So here we take the decision whether user has to approve or not. In case if user rejected, should not approved, should go to the cancellation mode, something like that. Otherwise, user said yes, it's approved. So that functionality we are going to implement. Stop the application. I'm going to implement that feature. So the group manager, we have to inform, you have to check with the user whether it's approved or not. So here our group manager is a round robin group chat manager. So if you go to this class, and here you can check, there is a callback function called interactive callback. We have to use this callback. So create a method interactive callback. So this callback get triggered here console.writeLine. Please provide the input and user input, and this input we have to add to the chat message content because the return value is a chat message content. So here we have to set the role. So author role is a user, and here we have to pass our user input. So user input we have to pass. So once this is done, we have to return it. So return value task dot from result, and we have to pass here the chat message. That's it. Sorry, user message we have to pass. So interactive callback get triggered and show the prompt to the user. Interactive callback triggered. Please provide your input and user input, and this assigned to the chat message content. We return it. Maybe here I change the color also. Foreground color like yellow. So super. We run this application and see the output. So started, I put the breakpoint here, interactive callback. Yeah, so meantime we go and check the program flow. Software engineer, QA test engineer come to picture. This is finished. QA test engineer, software engineer. Yeah, it's finished, but it's not triggered. Why? Because we not set the condition when you should trigger the user input. So group manager doesn't know about that. So we have to inform to the group manager, hey, this is a use case. If this case get triggered, you have to trigger the interactive callback to get the input, whether it's the user or maybe some hard code value, whatever it is. But take the decision based on this callback. So to implement this callback, we have to create our own custom class, not the round robin group chat manager, because this class does not provide the option for us. So we have to overwrite this class and we have to write the logic when should trigger. To implement this one, I just go to the out of this class. Here we write the class, this class seal class, and class called a smart round robin group chat manager. Okay, this is not needed. I just remove this all, and I have to overwrite one function. So before override, here you can see there are different function available. Should user request user input, this function we are going to override. You see another function, filter result select next agent should terminate. So based on the condition, you can overwrite this function also. For example, if you want to select next agent, first code has written, the next code review agent should come. So this is finished. The third step, go to the QA test engineer. So that decision also you can make, use override this select next agent function. As I mentioned, our focus towards get the user input. So I'm going to overwrite this should user request user input function. So this function, I'm going to check the history. If the history contains the approve, so this time trigger the callback to get the user input. So here we write approve is approve, like history dot lost things content contains. So we no need to check the complete history. We always check the last one. So contains approve. So if it is contain approve, here we'll check is approve, then we need the user input, else not needed. We can just remove the else case also. So if it is needed, then I can just return it, return, then return valid task true, and we have to set the reason here, reason. If is approve request, in this case return value task dot from result. So there is return value is a group chat manager result, new of group chat manager. So true should trigger the callback, and the reason we have to check. Reason we have to set like user approve is required, something like this. Yeah, user approve is required. Else or just so return value task dot from result. Yeah, bool no user input required. So it's clear. Just keep the next function. Yeah. So I put the breakpoint here, and I have to do one more changes, like where it is. Yeah, in the top. We have to use our class smart round group manager. So rest of the code remains same. Interactive callback should be there, and here we'll check one by one, process it. We start the application. Breakpoint get hit. We'll see the history here. So the first it contains our prompt. I just remove this breakpoint and keep the breakpoint inside if condition. Yeah, we'll run this one, continue. Yeah, it's get hit. That means the history result 3. There are QA test agent triggered, final agent. So we run this. Now in this step, our interactive callback get triggered, and this function get invoked, and here we get the user input. Okay, I just continue this one. So the message we return interactive callback triggered, please provide your input. Okay. This time I said don't approve, cancel the process, something like this. Done. You can get triggered. Why this time? I'm sorry, misunderstanding your request earlier. If you want to cancel the release process, not approve the current code, feedback regarding potential overflow exception, bigger int. Yeah, one moment, we'll go there in detail. So, yeah, here we'll see. We go to there are, yeah, based on the suggestion, again, it's get triggered actually because it, it contains the approve, this one. That's the reason it's get called. We continue here. Interactive callback, fine. We'll continue, and this time we send yes, please cancel. That's it. So we go from beginning, software engineer, QA test engineer, code review agent, blah blah blah, software engineer. So the end you can see there is no approval. Please make adjustments before approval. So what is here? Yeah, because of this information, maybe the overflow exception it will come. So it triggered a user. We sent don't approve it. Then finally, we get the result. The end, we get the result. It won't approve it. This is a simple example how to implement group orchestration using semantic kernel. In upcoming videos, we talk about more in this concept.